Today's episode of Mob Rules is brought to you by Danny's Coaching Service. There's only one rule. Just be good.
The first rule of Danny's Coaching Service is we don't talk about Danny's Coaching
No,
Service.
that's Danny's Fight Club service.
That's an entirely different service.
Oh, shit. Sorry, Danny. I didn't mean to say that.
So it's like a Fight Club service where he teaches people how to set up their own fight clubs.
It's a fight club in quotation marks.
He just makes soap. He really took the wrong message
more
away
like-
from that movie.
Greco-Roman wrestling. There's a lot of oil.
Inspired him to go
A
to Bath
mat.
and Body Works.
Yep.
Hey, welcome to Mob
What
Rules.
is happening?
I'm John, joined by
Dave.
And Danny.
for the first time, a semi-live audience of Discord listeners. Hello, guys. I'm not unmuting you because you'll just shout profanities, and that's my job. But yeah, as part of our Patreon, we set up a Discord channel where we can let everyone know how terrible I am at the game, how good Danny is, and for some reason, how much Dave likes fish.
Yeah,
He
does.
love that
Fucking
channel.
love the
So glad I made that channel.
It
I
makes
was
him so
just
hungry.
Give me some pictures of fish I love.
And homesick.
You're so glad you made it, and
Yeah.
I didn't just randomly make it and get a message from you being like, John, why is there a channel with pictures of fish with my name attached?
So, as the longest living member of the podcast, and also...
I thought you were
with
going to say
all-
also humanity.
Yes. Also humanity. I have an elephant-like memory, which is why I was able to pull up all sorts of facts about Mob Rules history to use against you.
Oh.
I was trying to figure
Elephant-like memory, John, not elephantitis.
Elephantitis of these
out
nuts.
of the memory.
I don't know. I didn't think memory had anything to do with it, really. I just thought it explained some things.
Does not.
You would hope not, but we set up lots of random things. So there's a little section for post Danny's Hot Takes Q&A.
Yep.
Where Danny's going to answer questions specifically about his recent hot takes.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It might be popping on Saturday. Who really knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Nobody knows.
Only the shadow knows.
I mean, you might want to, awakening on Saturday, so you can interact. And then also 40K but googly, where I just post pictures of 40K models with googly eyes, which
Yes.
which pleases me.
Anybody else can feel free to do that. That's not just a John only thing.
Yeah, and then other GW games where Dave gets to talk about Blood Bowl.
Man, somebody posted a really high What Elf team. I didn't see who it was, though, but I
Yeah.
was looking at the
It's
models. They were
beautiful.
cool.
That was one of our users, obviously. And,
Oh, really?
and I saw it and I commented on it.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Cool.
I just drew a blank on his name when I said that. So
As long as Dave's catching the Blood Bowl stuff, we're fine. Danny and I's Blood Bowl teams are in cellophane. But yeah,
I actually pulled mine out this week. It was pretty great.
what about your Blood Bowl team?
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you meant your penis.
Oh,
yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
Well, wait. No, I did.
You got to pee at some point this week, man.
You don't
I
have to
don't
pull
know.
out your you don't have
Maybe.
to pull out your
Yeah,
penis
dude.
to pee.
Have you ever heard of Depends?
That depends.
You have
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, back to this 40K podcast.
Is that one of your coaching tips?
Depends.
Dude, why leave the table?
It's a real
There's
power.
nothing. There's nothing more to insert.
The power move
like,
is just buying like a gallon of water per opponent and giving it to him at the start of the game while you're standing there like just wearing Depends.
Hey,
No.
buddy, your chest clock keeps
And that's
going while you're
it.
going.
Hey, when I have to wait for you in the bathroom, that's on your time.
pee on your own time, son.
Not mine.
I'll pee on yours.
Yeah, but anyway,
All right, this has been Mob Rules.
Yeah,
Thanks.
yeah.
Roll that beautiful closing credit music there, John. Let's get out of here.
I'm going to do this as efficiently as I did before. That's the wrong thing. But do notice how I turned the sound down before I hit the button there.
I appreciate that.
I figured you would.
Oh yeah, our listeners might be missing our sound effects.
I know.
That's sad.
Are we?
That was so. Hold on, I'm gonna narrate that.
You're narrating that.
That was the White Claw sound effect.
Thanks.
Wonderful. Wonderful. But 40K wise,
Why would they be missing the sound effects?
Because they can't hear that. It's only on our.
But the board is
the board's plugged into the thing.
Yeah, it's broadcasting.
Yeah, but they're getting this from the speakers on my phone, you guys.
Oh man, we're a high quality operation
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
All right.
By the way, our Patreons,
You fools.
Salt of the earth.
yeah, they really are. They really know our half-assed recording methods here.
Now they do.
Yeah.
But yeah, Danny, 40K. What we're actually supposed to be talking about.
Oh,
here.
sure.
What you been up to for that? I'm gonna sit and eat a falafel while you tell me.
Okay, cool. You could stop eating it so alluringly, first of all.
No, he can't.
Can't stop, won't stop.
So let's see here. So first I built some stuff this week. I built 3 impulsors. Those were fun to build. They were okay.
They were a joy to build, actually.
Yeah, they're not too bad. They fit together real nice.
I think if you built an impulsor and then built a repulsor, you'd probably throw the repulsor about step 2.
Oh yeah,
Trash,
for sure.
just
Like
Or
like
burn it in a skit. One of the two.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you could also do that. I like the thing I like about the impulsor is that it like the little graph plates are all connected together actually, so like you don't have to glue each individual one separately, which is really nice. I can just make a whole bank of them. So I got pretty fast. I can build an impulsor now in about 30 minutes. I feel pretty good about that time.
Yeah, I think that's about how long it took me.
So, and that was on Impulsor 3 because I got down some time-saving methods. So I built 3 of those, and then I built a lot of army lists.
Danny's pro tip: you need to buy at least 3 impulsors to master the build.
Yep. I'm up to. I have 5 unopened boxes still, so I have 8 impulsors.
You have 8 impulsors? You have too much store credit, sir.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish that was store credit. All right, so so I've been building other models and getting like my collection sorted for what I need. I bought my last 3 suppressors from eBay. That was nice. I got those in the mail. Missing one whole suppressor and all the bases. I was kind of pissed about that.
Aw.
So I messaged the guy.
So your order was suppressed.
It was suppressed. And you can't do anything with 2 suppressors. It's not like you can build a unit out of that. Like you need 3. You either 3 or none. Like there's no in between.
No, just put a big old rock there and just be like, the camo cloak is working really well.
You could
and then
burn
a
them in
scout
a
sniper
skit.
rifle, just like just a sniper rifle.
Are you thinking of
to a rock?
Are you thinking of an eliminator, Dave?
Oh, I might be.
You could just grab one of the other
Just
fly
put
boys.
a flight stand and leave it blank and look like he just shot too far. He's just too high. You can't.
He's deep striking, bitch.
Us every turn.
So I've got my other 6 ready to go. I'm not going to be gluing them on those stupid flight stands because those things break all the time.
Oh,
They are
what?
awful.
Yeah.
Man, mine have held together for never. So that sounds really confusing.
Have you ever ran an Inceptor or anything like that? Do you have those? Oh, okay, I just wasn't sure if you hadn't painted or not yet. Cool. Do you like them? Do you like the models? Are they easy to build?
I love the models, not the full kit build, but the ones from Dark Imperium I built.
Sure.
But the flight stand is terrible. Like I was like, all right, they're glued together, and I spray painted them, and I was like, cool, let me start to paint them, and I touched them with a brush, and the flight stand was like, I have given him life, thud. So
I'm going to.
I use paper clips through the buttholes for mine.
There you go.
Actually.
Nice.
Not the correct type, yeah.
I'm going to. So I got my 6th box today or this weekend.
Of Inceptors?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because I want to run 30 of them or 18 of them.
Shit, I wish you said something. I have 2 sets of sprues.
It's no big deal. Anyway, so I wanted to get those built. So I've started like marshaling them, if you will, like on my hobby desk. Like I stacked up the boxes there, and I'm like, oh, look at you.
This is your pile of shame that you have to do.
Right. Along with all the other piles of shame on my hobby desk, there's a lot of piles. That's actually a good way to describe my house, is a lot of piles, or my hobby room at least. No. Actually, I did a lot of work in my hobby room this week. So I started cleaning up the spare bedroom and doing that. And that's moving hobby-related stuff from the spare bedroom back into my hobby room where I was taking it out after the earthquake 1 year ago. So
it is almost exactly a year ago.
Yeah, I realized that. Yeah. I was like, fuck me. Anyway.
How many Sherpas did you lose in that expedition?
Only 3. Only 3. Yeah.
But they were very poor at their job.
Right. And poor. So I didn't have to pay their families hardly anything in Were Guild. So then we played in an RTT.
Is that what happens when a guild bites you and then the moon comes out?
No, that's restitution money that you pay when you kill somebody or somebody dies in your employment in like feudal society.
A little confused as to why you knew that, and also the going rate for Sherpas.
We established that in their contract, Dave.
Got it.
All right. So I also played in an RTT.
You did.
I'm going to go over the first 2 games, and then I'll let Dave talk about the third game, and he'll let him get his spin on it.
MJ's Cards and Comics Monthly Seal Club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right.
I don't think they like to have it referred to as that. Also, Cody doesn't like to be called the Seal.
He doesn't like to be a muscular singer.
He gets my seal of approval.
I can tell you that he would not give you a kiss from a rose for that joke.
He might.
Yeah, you don't know. Isn't that Sting?
No, that's Seal.
Oh, that's Seal?
You unromantic piece of shit.
I'm not romantic, yeah.
Weird off-topic take. I once wrote a comic called Seal and Clump, starring Seal and a guy named Clump, who was a private detective.
Was Seal the singer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Or Seal the songwriter.
Oh, who knows?
Yeah.
But anyway, round 1.
Buy the comic available from Image Comics now.
So round 1, I play against Cody, aforementioned Cody, honorary 4th podcast member, Cody. Yep.
The what was this? With the crotch cover thing.
Wow. Okay, I don't know where to go from there, but we'll just move right on.
That was his nickname. That was supposed to be his nickname. It's instead of the Sting, he was the codpiece. The codpiece.
The codpiece.
That's what it was.
Okay, weird.
That's why we told him he had to wear a giant codpiece on his head when we go to LVO. Nobody could see his face.
What?
Yep.
Oh, like the Stig?
Yeah, like the Stig. That's
okay.
Yeah.
Weird. All right. So, were we drunk when we talked about that?
Yes, we were.
Okay, cool. So I played him, and he had Tyranids at first. That was my first game, and that was pretty brutal. Like, in all honesty, it was pretty brutal. So,
yeah, not that brutal.
Really?
He scored quite a few points.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got more points than any of my other opponents.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Yeah. And then, God, who did I play in my next round? Joe. Oh yeah, I played oh man, that was even worse. So Joe had knights, and Joe was like, "Well, if I go first, I can get him, right?" And like the big centerpiece of my army is this Land Raider Achilles.
The distraction Land Raider, yes.
Well, but it'll mess you up if you don't take care of it. Like eventually, like it will kill all of your vehicles.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah.
With very delicate stroking.
Yeah, and 4 multi-meltas. But so Joe stuck his Dominus on the line, and like I stuck my Achilles on the line, and I hold on a second. Hold on, we're doing some slight technical difficulties. Oh, hey, look at you! You're on there now.
Yeah,
amazing. Let me mute myself.
The third part of technology on the go.
Actually,
would you just broadcast it to your phone now? For those listening at home later and not
we'll just
live in the
mute
Discord.
ourselves.
Yeah.
This is the part of the podcast where we just talk about things we're doing that you'll never see.
Hell yeah!
Booyah.
Power radio.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. So moving on.
Joe, Dominus.
Man, that Dominus was on the line, and I was like, all right, well, I hope you go first, buddy. He's like, yeah, me too. I said, oh, I rolled. You rolled a 1. I got a 3. Looks like I'm going first, and then the Land Raider rolled up and did 24 damage to the Dominus by itself, and then
the distraction Land Raider.
It's not as much of a distraction as just a sledgehammer that is really hard to deal with.
It's pretty distracting.
Yeah, it's pretty distracting. Unless you can assault it, right? And then once you assault it, then it's out of the game. So that's how you take care of it. For our listeners at home, if you have to fight a Land Raider Achilles, just assault
with
it.
A sledgehammer.
Yeah, or hit it with a sledgehammer. That also works. And then, so I managed to kill that knight on the first turn, and Joe spent almost all of his command points to give it a 4-up invulnerable save, and then to use the Infernal Doctrine, or the Infernal Stratagem, to bring it back to life, which he failed the reroll. So he spent 8 CP to not die, but died.
Yep.
And then I also got his other knight down to half health. So... He walked up, tried to get into assaulted, and shot impulsors, and killed neither of them. Which point...
Just seems like really bad luck at that point.
Sure. Well, I I don't know. Impulsors are pretty tough, man. Like, it's 11 wound tank, and if it has cover, it's got a 2-up
It's only
save.
T7 though, so
Yeah, but when you're shooting Gatling cannons at it, those are not
Strength
doing
6,
super
right?
well, right? Well, they're strength 7 because he was buffing them with Infernal, so they were anyway. But that's still 4s, and 4s are swingy, and the swings were not in his favor.
sounds like
so
none of the swings were in his favor.
he assaulted one of them tried to assault both of them with Demon Princes. One Demon Prince failed. Then he assaulted with his Knight on the one where the Demon Prince failed, and the Knight made it. So he swung with the Demon Prince, got the one Impulsor down to 1 wound, swung with the other Knight and got that guy down to 3 wounds. In which case I then backed out of combat, shot the offending parties until they died, and all Joe had left at the end of my turn 2 was his Knight in his deployment zone sitting on an objective behind a wall, and he's like, "Welp, I guess I'll just die then."
You're like, yes, you will. Rolling buckets of dice.
Pretty much. My captain punched his Demon Prince to death. That was pretty great.
It's pretty baller.
Yeah, he did good. He did good that event. Well, he did pretty good all event.
Was that a Primaris captain or
yeah,
a
it was a
Boomer
Primaris
captain?
captain. It was a Primaris captain, not a Boomer captain.
Which is the better name for traditional Marines instead of mini Marines, which is
just
disrespectful.
Boomers. Yeah, I like them. Were they the greatest generation? No, not quite.
No, they almost destroyed They destroyed the Imperium.
Right, more or less. It was on their watch that fucking died. So Gulliman was pretty pissed. Anyway, and then round 3, we had a mob rules off, a mob off, rules off.
See,
I don't know.
I was just going to say, you should just describe
Iron
your
hands
game.
off.
You played against an Iron Hands player and you won, and then I would get to it and be like, oh, well, I played against an Iron Hands player and I lost.
Oh, so you didn't want to include names?
And then there would be like some Pepe Silva style shit in the background where a listener was piecing stuff together. Be like, wait.
Both of them? Well, Danny had a Land Raider Achilles, and Dave played against a Land Raider Achilles.
There's so many Land Raider Achilles in Alaska.
It's the Land Raider Achilles meta. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
So that thing becomes pretty brutal when you take it with the Ironstone because it already has a 4-up invulnerable save,
right?
And it has 19 wounds. So like it's hard to bracket it, and then it just goes back up to full bracket all the time, and you can heal it for 3 wounds every turn, and it's just
charge it.
Yeah, it's real good. Anyway,
the Ironstone is great when you don't have other targets to put it on.
Right, well, that's the key with it, right? Is you take one really good vehicle and then use the Ironstone on it. So, yep.
Tactics.
Yeah, or like one Executioner with Ironstone is pretty good.
I prefer to play the shell game with my Executioners. Which one's got the Ironstone? Which one's got the Ironstone?
I'm going to randomly put a shell in front of all of these guys. One of them has a rock under it. Your guess, whenever you shoot at it.
It's a stone. They've got it. Yeah, no, it's... That's why I stopped taking that. I was like, well, fuck it. I don't need the Ironstone. I use too many vehicles to be able to like, this guy's got -1 damage. These other 2 tanks over here, though, feel free to fuck them up.
You're like the guy in the infomercial who can't carry all of this stuff. And it's like, why isn't there a better way? Because you guys have so many vehicles in your list.
That's true. Well, they are Iron Hands.
I figured out a way to stuff more in, actually. It's by cheating. Actually, I'm going to play with 3,000 points.
There's a really obvious mom joke in there that I'm going to be better than.
You're not better than. That's
well, I mean, that's true. But like, he's trying to be better.
I appreciate that.
He is.
It's the International Day of Kindness, Dave. Did you know that?
No.
Since when?
It's a thing.
It's about 8 p.m. Alaska Standard, so it only goes for 4 hours.
Today is the International Day
It only
of
goes for 45 minutes. So in 15 minutes, Dave, you better fucking buckle up, Buttercup.
I'm lubed and ready.
International
Just
Day
like, damn it, I can't.
It's like International Day of Kindness, and I celebrated with nope, can't do that either.
Yep. So that's been my week. Dave, how was your last couple of weeks, buddy?
What you been up to, man?
Officially full on booked the Cruise Hammer excursions. Wife got us some sort of crazy
Cruise Hammer.
Sweet. Yes, Cruise Hammer 2020.
I mean, I think
it's a GT or a major or an RTT or something like that. I think it's at least an RTT.
At sea, I think it's called something else. but I'm not an expert on maritime law. But I think if your wife has the option of being ignored at home for a tournament or being ignored at sea for a tournament,
she's gonna take the sailing at sea.
Yeah, gonna take the
every
sea.
time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're going down there to do that.
You're going to be a seaman.
Sailing out of Texas.
Galveston.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Mm.
The sexiest
I mean, those
of
are
Texan
words.
ports.
I was looking at your
if those are
itinerary,
right.
Dave, because you posted it up there, and I saw that it's had like Blood Bowl, 8 p.m., and I think you saw a cruise and Blood Bowl, and I'm like, cool, sign me up. Oh, there's 40K too. Amazing.
Actually, I think, Danny, you and I have loosely been talking on doing Cruise Hammer since the first time we saw it when they did a cruise to Alaska.
True.
We were like, that sounds fucking freaking amazing.
A bunch of people did that, actually.
They need to
they
come
were
to our-
probably in town, and we probably missed them.
Oh, really?
Probably.
I probably served a lot of them.
Oh, maybe. That's very true, actually.
Yeah. I serve a lot of cruise customers.
But yeah, no, it has a legit scored tournament, and supposedly one of the people should be Jim Vessel playing there.
What's crazy
Because
though?
he won a ticket, right?
He won a ticket
Yeah.
through Wet Coast. So
What's crazy though is like halfway through the cruise, when you go to international waters, it changes from ITC to ETC. So you got to
Actually-
watch that tournament
Actually, there's no
transitions.
fucking rules, so buckle up.
it
Again.
actually sails down south below the equator, so it actually switches to the down under pairings actually at that point in time.
Fuck, look
So
at you
it's,
thinking that Australia's in the bottom of the earth.
I mean,
officially, if you hold the flat Earth up, John, then it would be down.
they are very close to the ice wall and thus inferior.
But no, I'm super jealous. It looks amazing. Yeah, it looks like a super fun time.
yeah,
and
totally.
I'm sad I can't go.
I'm not.
I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually really enjoy cruising, so it's a lot of fun. And she set us up with the all you can drink packages. So
Ooh.
That's
so
a lot.
guess who's going to go to
Dangerous.
Cruise Hammer and not make it to a single game?
Oh, I'll make it.
Are you going too for this?
No, I can't.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't swing it.
Yeah. Obviously, it hasn't been out all week, so So yeah, I did that. I started on my November commitment for the Parent Gamers super slow build. Hashtag
Oh, yeah.
parent painters.
Yeah, I saw that.
Dude, that Poxbringer looks tight.
Yeah, I asked him to stop because it makes my box bringer look shit.
Well, in Age of Sigmar, it's just a herald. So
Oh, do they? Okay,
Same model.
They haven't graduated to the Poxbringer, the Chad Poxbringer.
he's not 40K yet. Although it's the same model, so
Right.
it's a herald of Nurgle in Age of Sigmar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, first challenge was HQ, and I was like, an HQ in a month. Are people not going to make that?
Maybe.
Maybe there's some huge HQs out there,
Yeah.
especially for
Yeah, what if
AOS.
somebody's painting like?
Marathi?
Sure.
Yeah, that's one of the challenges.
the Eidolon.
Yeah. So I was like, oof. All right, well, that's what I'm going to do.
Alariel.
I got troops next battle line next month. So
Nagash.
Nice. Oh yeah.
I got three battle lines
Nagash easy.
in that box. So
Oh yeah. Oh,
the get started box.
yeah. So you got the plague bearers. You got the
Yep.
Nurglings.
Yep. And then
The flies are they a battle line if you take a Nurgle demon general?
yeah.
Nice.
So I was like, oh man, I could choose between which ones I want to paint, or deciding when I start it. It could just be Nurglings because
They're really easy.
Yeah. I have one or two
Yeah. As we look at this fucking line of Nurglings.
on my to-do pile.
So yeah, I did that. I actually really enjoyed painting it. It was kind of nice just to do something for the fun of doing something instead of having to have something painted to a certain 3-color degree to not get mocked by people.
Sure. I can't wait to park my Heldrakes on ruins so people can make fun of my painting.
Nobody's gonna make fun of the painting. The only thing they're gonna make fun of is the fact that there are some clear sprue pieces still attached to the parts of the wings.
Dang. Brutal, dude.
So, dude, it's imperfections in models leap out at me for some reason. So he's like, I painted the first one. I was like, are you going to cut that piece
Did he
of
point that
plastic
out
off?
to you?
No, he did not.
No, I did not.
Oh, so he
because I'm not-
saved it up for the fucking podcast?
Let me build
Dang.
another fucking one at that as well.
I was like, he's going to get to 3 before I
Laugh
get
it
a
up,
chance.
Dave. You got 5 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Go get a Heldrake and look for screw lines.
Yeah, see, you made him all self-conscious.
Is that all it takes? Shit.
Yeah, it doesn't take a
Keep
lot.
that in my back pocket for
Well,
later.
his ego is giant.
Yeah. Ow!
Yeah.
I still had 3 minutes. You don't get to kick me.
These aren't fucking sprue lines. These are parts that I haven't painted over where I cut them off the sprue.
Oh.
That
That
is where it gets cut off the sprue, and you didn't sand
You know.
it down. Suck
well,
it.
he's got it. He's got you there, John, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't paint over where I cut it off.
What about that one right there?
Oh, I see.
Yeah. There's one on the other side. It leapt out. I was like, man, those look really good.
Whatever.
How do you clean the mold lines then?
You don't. That's the thing.
Dude.
How dare I?
That's just that's just Zinch right there.
I like the flesh on him. That looks cool.
Yeah.
Just on his butt. His little
you did
turkey
You
butt.
did a solid job on
Turkey
that.
neck.
Oh, does he have a turkey neck too?
Yeah.
Look at that.
So, for those of you that are listening home, this is the point of the show where John pulls out a model
And just we
talk
admire
about
it.
it while you can't see shit. So enjoy that. Thanks for tuning in.
He almost stabbed me in the eye.
Actually,
with
the
its
pictures
winged
are
toes.
available on the Discord, which is available for the $1 a month Patreon on Mob Rules.
Wow.
Man, with that hard sell.
All right,
International Kindness Day, though, so that's a real good deal.
All right, so I also played in an RTT this weekend
You
out
did.
at MJ's. I didn't just go out to Wasilla for ice cream this time. I had a reason. I went out and I played. My first round was against Sean, the local Astra Militarum player.
Oh, yeah. What was he running?
A lot of tanks. It's 2 basilisks, a 3 Supreme Command tank boys, the tank commanders.
Was it like the Gatling cannon, like bucket of dice ones, or?
No, they were I do actual damage to repulsors when I want to ones.
Oh no!
Oh, and he played them.
Dave, that's all you have is repulsors.
I know, right? He also had some Bullgrins, some other stuff, and like 1,000.
John had to
like
put a picture up of the fucking offending part of the sprue for people.
So small.
He also had 100 guardsmen, so I was able to pick.
You had
those off.
100. Was you in a battalion?
Like 3.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Probably.
Yeah, I think he's running pretty much.
Or a brigade?
No.
Yeah, at least.
Really?
No,
I think he's triple battalion.
no, because
I
he doesn't
bet.
have any fast attacks, so he doesn't have brigades.
Yeah, I think he's doing Brandon Grant's list pretty much.
Yeah,
from
I think so. It's a
SoCal.
solid list, and
Yeah.
he ran the
good.
tank commanders as Talaran,
Yeah.
and Boner jammed me a lot, actually.
he boner jammed you.
Totally. If you
Can you
wanna
define
try
that
that
for
again?
me?
Boner jam.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I know about a boner jam. Like I've been to a couple, but and I've jammed my boner. So
okay, there it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's when you're going really hard and you come out too far, but you go back in right into the taint.
2 more minutes, and I could have made a mom joke.
Oh, were you gonna say that a boner jam is where you have to wait in line for your turn?
No,
No, but that I will now.
He was popping those guys out from behind crates and buildings, and then
Yeah.
right back in there. So popping out, popping off a shot, and popping right back in. It was amazing.
Are you
Just
purposely making
seeing
stuff?
so many. No, I'm just a wordsmith. We played it.
were
was a
they
really close game.
demolishing you, Dave, with their
They kept whipping out their demolisher cannons and just going to town.
those short little stubby?
I was going to say, was it the Chodrus,
Yeah, but
or
then
was it
there were 2 basilisks, and they have those big, long, beefy, thick barrels. And they shelled shit. So, no, we played a really close game. I ended up winning, and we had a great game, like one of the best games. Round 2 was against Matthew Darnell, who hasn't had a lot of chance to play with his iron hands, but has some really awesomely converted iron hands. Like they look like some of the stuff that he's done.
He's done some cool stuff.
Just looks really cool. So,
He gave me some objective markers at the end of the event, which are little iron hand symbols.
I gave him a sticker.
Oh, that was nice of you.
Did you also give him an L?
Yeah.
Oh, big
Like
L.
you would not believe, unfortunately.
No.
He was running the Iron Hands grab bag, which is, you know,
The grab back like a fun size iron hands list.
yeah, no, not the fun size.
It was a fun iron hands list.
It's like he went to the store and was like, oh, this one bag of candy is all Iron Hands, but this, all good stuff for Iron Hands, and this one over here has some, gummies, and also Skittles.
Oh, he tried to do everything at once.
Yeah.
It was like White Dwarf Army, right? Kind of like, but like he had a bunch
yeah.
of cool stuff in it, though. I
mean,
don't know.
I liked
Yeah.
it. I liked it. I got confused by his Mortis Dread because I assumed it was. To me, if you say something is a Mortis Dread, it just means it has double shooty arms. Not that he was actually using the Forge World Mortis Dread.
Sure.
Right.
So I was like,
Which is just literally the Mortis Dread from Forge World is literally just an arm.
right. So he was using the Forge World Mortis Dread, and so he had it on he'd converted it off of a Venerable chassis. So I looked at it and I went, Psh, it's a Venerable Mortis Dread, no problem. So I was like, you got Ballistic Skill too, buddy, and also this. So go right ahead. He was like, all right, cool. And then after like turn 3, I was like,
Hold on a second.
So wait, hold on. You told your opponent
oh yeah, totally.
that his rules were better than they actually were.
Yeah, and he whipped the ever-living shit out of one repulsor before. I ruined that. I stopped that. I was like, nope. So,
But like,
What a guy. Taking International Kindness Day to new levels.
yeah.
You got a minute. Oh, dang, you do.
I literally have a timer set.
At the end of the game, he was tabled. So
Yeah.
but I mean, it was for him. It was a learning game. So he came out of there, I think, feeling a lot better, even though he got tabled. There was some stuff that he did wrong. That,
Sure.
You
Well, and
we
he's
talked about.
and he's been out
Yeah.
of the game for a while too, right?
Yeah,
So
so-
it was good to see him at an event. Actually, I was really happy that we got to see him. He's a really nice guy.
He really is. Totally stoked.
So
And then I had to play round 1. I played Iron Hands on Iron Hands against this guy who is a known prima donna.
power gamer. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Prima Donna's good too. I like that.
He brought a Land Raider Achilles.
Yep.
Danny talked about a Land Raider Achilles.
Who is this mystery man?
Keep going.
And before the game started, he was kind enough to offer to let me concede. And I was
did.
like,
say that.
No, I'm good. So we duked it out. And
Fuck your mom, Dave. International Kindness Day is done,
yeah, okay.
God, it was the longest 45 minutes of my entire life.
which is something your wife has never said to you.
Actually, joke's on you. She said that lots of times.
Mainly during conversations about why the Star Wars prequels are bad.
No, I would never say that. So
Good. But anyway, game 3.
So game 3, Danny and I set up, and I ended up going first because I seized on him.
Fun story.
Yeah.
Dave won like deployment, so we got +1. Failed the dice roll. Then I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go first. And Dave's like, all right, well, I guess I'll just roll to seize then. Oh, I seized. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. I saved myself.
I seized on Danny and could have done way better, but threw everything into the Land Raider Achilles. And as soon as my turn was over, I looked around and I went, oh, I fucked up. That was bad.
The impossible to kill Land Raider Achilles. How many wounds did you do to it?
Like
11.
yeah,
It's pretty good.
Got it down to 8.
yeah.
So
It was a solid showing, but when it boiled down to it, I could have done way better tactically to be in the game. I could have taken out a bunch of impulsors. I could have shot a bunch of other stuff. I could have killed some scouts. And as soon as the turn was over, like I literally knew. I was like, whoa, oh shit, I've definitely lost this game. But let's see what we can do to score some points and try to figure some stuff out.
I deployed really bad too, so I was worried. Like after you, the first turn, you shot the scouts with whirlwinds, or you didn't shoot the scouts with whirlwinds.
Didn't shoot them with whirlwinds.
And I was like,
So again, this is another case of mistaken model identity. I assumed Danny's sniper scouts had camo cloaks and they were inside a building. So sniper scouts with camo cloaks inside a building, you get that +2. I was like, I'm not going to waste the shots on the scouts. I'm going to shoot other stuff. And
we got to kill 5 of them though, dude. And so I had deployed my chaplain out front, and they were the only thing screening him from the rest of your army. And I was like, fuck, if he kills those scouts, he can shoot my chaplain and they'll die.
The chaplain was
He was
behind the Land Raider.
the chaplain was like way off to the side.
I'll be honest, I never saw the chaplain then.
Oh, okay.
It might have been because of the fuck off big stupid building in the middle.
Great building, if you will.
I could have actually shot the scouts with the repulsors.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I mean,
For sure. Oh, yeah.
and I just was like, well, do. So, But yeah, if I could have killed some other stuff, I'm using my impulsors with shields and intercessors for things like recon or behind enemy lines, and I'm just mad mobbing them up the table. Like you kill them, great. It deposits a load right in the middle of your field, and you have to deal with it. So,
I'm being better. I'm waiting for less obvious ones to come.
That actually wasn't intentionally obvious. That was my
like Dave's uncle.
It's funny because it's not your mom. We subverted the joke. It's good times.
Yeah, sorry.
what? But yeah, no, I did that. So Danny gets his turn. He makes some stuff around. He's like, "All right, I got recon." I was like, "No, you don't."
Yeah, I fucked up a little bit there. That was my bad.
If your impulsor had not been sideways, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yet it was.
Yeah. So I was like, suck on that. And then after that, Danny proceeded to shove red hot dicks into my butthole, and I lost.
I think he was just very angered that you, like, how dare you deny me 1 point I should be getting? I will get all of the points now, and you will not stop me.
No one can stop me.
So we started late, and time seemed to slip by really fast for us, to the point where at turn 3, both Danny and I were like, well, we got to speed up, but we're not going to make it through this game before time. It's just not going to happen. Because I have a lot of shooting. He has a lot of shooting and a lot of other stuff like that. So we ended up finishing the game completely. I'm not sure exactly what the score was, but it was enough that on the ride home, Cody said, "Hey, how'd your game against Danny go?" I didn't check the final scores. I said, I don't know, X number of points or whatnot. And he goes, cool. I scored more than you. I was like, okay, get out.
Yeah.
But it was a solid learning game for me. There were some things that happened that I didn't know you could do. For me, Thunderfire cannons, the guy operating the cannon isn't shooting his weapons. He's just shooting the Thunderfire cannon.
Yeah.
So when I bust around the corner with my intercessors onto his Thunderfire cannons, like, all right, cool, gonna fuck these guys up. Danny's like, all right, they shoot you with the plasma, and here comes the Thunderfire. And I was like,
excuse you?
No.
I even looked at it. They can do it if they're engaged in combat. It doesn't matter as long as they're within 2 inches of the Thunderfire cannon.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I will. That's one of those things that I will definitely not be forgetting. So
it's a pretty good rule. It's pretty good. Yeah.
Yep. Went home and ordered some mortis arms for dreadnoughts because I really like the repulsors. And I'll probably end up still taking them down there. But I think the flexibility of having more 2 damage weaponry, because that's the one thing they really lack.
Sure.
Everything's single damage except for the big old las cannon. So,
True.
So 2 damage. So I looked at suppressors. I was going to buy some on eBay, but somebody bought the last 2 apparently. So I went out.
There's still one out there.
I was like, well, I'm not gonna need those. So I turned around and sold one of the 3 sets I had to our buddy Jared, because he's rebuilding from losing his.
Oh yeah. I sold him a set too.
Yeah. Oh.
That's why I only have 6, and I had to order more because I sold some to him.
Yeah. Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I threw in a full extra set of Shadow Spear just because I had too much stuff.
Oh,
I'm trying to
nice.
Keep the wife appeased because she just paid $1,800 for cruise tickets. So.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, it's some.
And yeah, no, I ended up taking second. Danny obviously took first. I took surprisingly again back into second because there were 2 people that had a tie. So
Fucking ties are the worst. It's gonna do sudden death Warhammer now.
Yeah,
no ties
from now on.
From now on,
junk kicks.
No, dude, I will play for a tie anytime I can.
Rochambeau.
If I'm about to lose and I can pull out a tie, that's awesome. I'm all about it.
The worst.
So,
unless it happens to me.
Yeah. Other than that, it's been pretty productive. I feel like I've just kind of been painting away on stuff. Oh, because I got the impulsors completely painted up in time for the tournament this last weekend.
Yeah,
so
they look good.
I mean, they're 3 colors.
Right.
I'm judging you hard.
Oh, are your other tanks not just 3 colors?
The other tanks are more than 3 colors.
I'm just joking with you. I know that.
Dick. Because no oil accounts. That's 4 bitches.
No. Dude, they're totally dry brush too.
No, I don't fucking dry brush. That's what plebes do.
Oh my god,
it's not
that's
a crime
lie.
though.
That's a lie.
It's not a crime though. It's perfectly acceptable.
There's several painting videos on the internet of you dry brushing.
Nope.
I've seen them.
I've seen them.
I've seen
I
it.
don't think it happens. I took them down just before I made that comment right this second.
Okay.
Don't go pulling them up, Danny. Stop.
No, I was checking to see what our listeners had to say.
So, John.
Yeah, John, what are you up to?
Yeah, so I didn't get to play. I had to go car shopping, which was not fun because it wasn't a car for me, but that's okay. I did a lot of assembly this week, though, and a lot of painting. So
Any mold line scraping or anything?
fuck no.
Oh, okay.
Who has the time for that? This is 2019. So I got 2 Heldrakes now, fully painted and assembled. After I love the Heldrake models. They're my absolute favorite models from the Chaos line. But after looking at the assembled ones, I'm like, yeah, I'm painting this on sprue. And I never paint anything on sprue. But that one, super great. A big fan of it. It did leave a couple of mold lines, as assholes would likely point out.
I didn't say anything. I just think I looked at it from 3 feet and I was
judged it from 3 feet, and you could see it from 3 feet away.
no, I could not. But
So
I don't
judgy.
have eagle eyes over here.
But
did you take off your bifocals to see those?
I don't have to take. That's how bad it was. I didn't have to take
he
off the
pushed them down his
bifocals.
nose to look over. But yeah, so now I have 2 of those. I kind of want to get a third just so I have the set, but at the same time, I don't want to touch a Heldrake ever again.
Well, 2 Heldrakes does lose to trip Heldrakes every single time.
I mean, that's fair.
One Heldrake on the sprue is worth 2 assembled.
2 on the table.
I had one of our great listeners be like, hey, are you still looking for a Heldrake? I'm like, is it assembled? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, nope. I've done one of those. I look forward to my opponents not being able to position anything around it, and also for stabbing random people.
It's really annoying.
That's what I'm most thankful for. I primed and completed 24 Khorne Berserkers. Paint's a little thick on them though, because they came primed by what can only be assumed as a dip factory. So the original primer was on super thick.
They were pro painted.
From a guy who sprayed them with truck liner.
Hells yeah. But yeah, so I got those painted up. I'm still waiting for my drills to come in. But yeah, I'm ready to go. I have a game tomorrow or 2 days ago against a really good local
Depending
player.
on what time you're listening. Yeah.
Oh, dude, don't inflate his ego.
He doesn't listen.
Oh yeah, I guess this will be after.
This will be after. Yeah.
Okay.
And dude, Dave gets to suck Porter's cock all the time. I can say nice things about Miller.
You're
off.
the only one.
Okay, sorry. You had
just
to
kidding.
first off.
Oh, I don't remember what I was going to say.
Okay, cool. So no, I'm excited
Sorry,
for it though.
I'm
Honestly,
old. What do you want from me? It slipped.
he has a really.
Started thinking about Betty White, and that was it.
I enjoy the Blood Angels list he runs, and I think it's going to be a good kind of cross section of what to expect from a lot of stuff. And I think he's used to a lot of the things I'm throwing at him, so that'll be kind of nice as well.
Well, if
And as part of my plan, I'm playing at least once a week, every week, regardless.
That's awesome.
yeah,
So I'm
solid.
Showing some commitment.
showing some commitment. So regardless,
And some leg. I'm going to need you to pull your pants back up.
that is not a leg, sir. But yeah, that is about all I've done. And then
Well, when you're done, playing against
Yeah, but you
baby's first
painted
Blood Angels.
so much, dude. You did great.
I did get a bunch
you-
painted because I kind of panicked when I saw when LVO was 3 months away.
Which is interesting because Danny and I are 3 months out from LVO thinking, well, I got to wait for chapter approved at least to figure out what's going on.
Oh yeah. The Lord Discordance will go up in points. I'll probably drop one and grab some Havocs instead.
Nice.
So I know
That's my plan when they go up in points.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
I know that they say that it was 6 months out. So look at a picture of the snapshot of the meta at the time. And I think that maybe we can expect to see something for Space Marines in there still, even though I expect a point increase. Because when you have all your playtesters telling you that something is broken as fuck and throwing rocks at your windows with notes on them, and they're standing outside with a boombox and they're pulling the Lloyd thing on you, they're just like, "Come on, GW, come back, please, don't make penis." And they're like, "Well, maybe we can just give them a small points increase." I expect to see some stuff go up in points, just a little bit.
So hold on.
And
I just want
expect
to
to see
want to
index.
make sure I understand when you're gonna quote victory here. If one thing in the Space Marine book goes up in points, you're gonna
Fuck
say,
yeah, I win.
I
Yeah,
fucking
that's
called it.
Yep.
"Okay, cool."
No, I could expect to see a small points increase. I feel
don't
like across
foresee
the board.
that.
I know you don't.
Even close to happening. There's no way.
I know you don't. I also don't expect to see the Lord Discordance shoot up in points either. I mean, not like the Repulsor did when it shot up 30 points.
Yeah, but they're not as expensive of a model. So so like if they go up 15 or 20 points, that's easily equivalent to the repulsor. I see that would be
it'll be
interesting.
It's about a month out, and we look forward to talking about it when we know that.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be awesome.
We're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back, and we're gonna talk about some community building, and sort of trials and tribulations of trying to grow your player base.
Do you have a single wound? A standard bolt gun? Having trouble maintaining an acceptable Xenos kill count? Only barely over 2 meters tall? Maybe it's time to ask your lieutenant if the Rubicon Primaris is right for you. The Rubicon Primaris is a prescription process that helps you to update that tired look. You may notice an increase in your purging abilities within 2 to 4 hours. You may experience loss of life, additional organs, and a points increase. Do not take the Rubicon if you plan on fitting into rhinos, drop pods, or other traditional vehicles. The Rubicon Primaris is not intended for second founding chapters. The Rubicon Primaris is for use on genetically enhanced super soldiers over the age of 800 only. You are encouraged to report negative side effects to your company's apothecary. The Rubicon Primaris. Because sometimes plot armor is just not enough.
And we're back. We have a guest with us here, not in studio because that would be far too expensive for our puny podcast.
We don't want anybody to see your house, actually. So.
I mean, fair, yeah. My wife has been gone all day, and it shows hardcore.
I trashed the house in just one day.
She was gone 12 hours, and I walked in and was like, oh my God, he's gone feral again.
Hells yes. But we have Chaz with us, all the way from Europe land.
It's the latest Disney ride.
That is the latest Disneyland, is Europe land.
Is that a singing competition?
No, that's Eurovision.
Also,
okay. Thanks.
Eurovision is amazing. Chaz, have you competed in Eurovision?
No, I have not yet.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm glad that you haven't ruled it out then.
It's on the to-do list.
I keep making those videos and doing the parody songs and sending them to Eurovision as entries for the U.S. I keep getting rejected.
I mean, you might not be far off. I mean, Australia was allowed to compete.
Yeah.
They're just a bunch of criminals down there.
As a formerly owned country, I guess if they're going to let anyone in there, it's fine. But one of the reasons we brought Chaz on today was to talk about community building and kind of putting yourself out there, running events, and the ins and outs of that, the highs, the lows, you know, the money, the drugs, the women, everything that goes into organizing, TOing.
Just looks so wrecked at the end of their events too. So
there's some pretty long ones. GTs, very long weekends. But tell us, give us some background on you, Chaz, and then kind of what you've been working on with that.
Right. So. Well, I got back into, as most people, I took some time off from wargaming. Did that from when I was about 16 till 26 or something. So I had a good decade off.
The sex age. Yeah.
Yeah. And then came back, and I was living in Scotland at the time. And then I didn't really find a community immediate, but I was only there for about a year. At that age, and then I moved back to Norway, and then I was lucky enough to actually find someone on a local forum who was willing to give me a game, and he said, "Yeah, come down to this shop the local friendly gaming store on Monday. This time we'll have a game." So I went down there and got my face punched in by his actually Eldar Aspect Warriors, which is not something you normally would hear happen in 7th edition. Then I joined at the tail end of 6th. And then this turned out this was a gaming night run by one of the local employees of this gaming store, and he would keep it on until the last player was done. So in Oslo, you have this store, Outland, and then you have Games Workshop. That's like in the city center. And the problem with Games Workshop is that they shut at 7, so most people with jobs cannot play.
I think you might be mistaken there. The problem with Games Workshop is they have no problems. They're perfect.
False.
Games Workshop.
I love getting off work at 5:30 at night, then running down for a quick 30-minute battle.
Well, if you play against Danny, that's all you need.
Yeah, well.
Well, so we ended up. He ran that for, I think it must have been a year and a half since after I arrived. But then he moved to a different store because it's a franchise, and he took that one over. And then we were left without anyone that actually wanted to keep it open that late, but that wasn't really a problem because they would keep the store open till 9, so not a problem. Then they eventually opened up a new, just pure, or a new gaming store in a different street not too far away, and they had so much more space. So even so there was space for the Magic players, there was space for us, the role players, space for everyone. And however, they didn't really have anyone that was interested in running anything at all when it came to miniature wargaming. So I eventually realized that recruitment was struggling, and this was about the beginning of 8th. So I knew we had lots of people in the area, and they didn't really have a place to meet because there weren't any organized events. So I'd also competed in an escalation league that one guy had run previously, and then I decided, well, I'll try running one for 30K, and that failed miserably.
And 30K is a tough sell at the start of 8th edition.
Yeah.
With that finesse 7th edition rule set.
It's still a tough sell now, actually.
Yeah. So, but it was failed mostly. I think this was the tail end of 7th. I think I was trying to run it, but the issue just was we didn't have enough people who wanted or had time to play, and I just had to eventually. I think I got 3 games into the league, and I just went, right, guys, clearly we're not dedicated enough because most games were being missed, and there was only 7 of us or something. So I just called it, there's no point in doing this. So then with that experience, I ran another escalation league and just posted in the local groups, and asked the people I knew who had already played against, who's interested. And we ended up with, I think it was 26 people in the first league.
It's a really good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was really good. We had a few. So what I learned from the first one was basically 8th edition doesn't need tweaking. So I introduced lots of changes, like no special characters. And actually, bizarrely, I'd introduced a rule that was pretty much the Battle Brothers rule, because this was the height of Imperial soup. So we were trying to tone it down a bit for newer players. And the special characters issue was because we didn't really want, because this was so much at the start of 8th that you had the Gilliman gun line that was just so incredibly dominant. So we just decided we don't want that. But the one thing I learned here as well was that one of the most important things to have was a guy to run ideas off, to check my most insane ideas. So
that's good.
Yeah, that's smart. I mean, that's why when John was doing the Ultramar Cup with Nate was there to keep him in balance, because John would be like, all right, what if we have everybody have their models with big boobs?
False. 1.
And then Nate would be like, nope. And John would be like, okay, sorry.
But yeah, the way we ran Ultramar, which was a tournament series for new players, was I would come up with just insane shit to try and promote learning different phases of the game, and then Nate would tailor them down to playability. And I think having someone to bounce that off of is good, because sometimes when you're writing missions or you're doing stuff, you kind of get in your own little echo chamber, and you're like, yeah, this is amazing, and it's just so soul crushing to put it down the table and for someone to be like, it's really shit. Why do I only have 3 command points? Oh, Danny.
Yeah, I did say that once.
I believe that we did, both of us crapped on your missions the last time because you didn't bounce them off anybody, because I think Nate was sick or something. You were like, I did it. They're done. And we were like, ooh, these are not good.
It was still fun.
It was still fun.
Yeah.
They're not made for you, sir.
Everything is made for me.
No.
So you ran your league.
Yeah, well, actually, missions are a big issue as well because I ran ITC, but they were hybrid ITC. So there was some other, like, I'd made some changes to the ITC missions, realized I am not good at making missions, and then just changed to ITC 100%. It's just, I think for me, it was realizing I am not good at actually that part, or I didn't have the experience to make good missions. Like, you always got a winner, but it was, they felt a bit weird.
Right, because not a satisfying win, right?
Well, and you're not, a game designer either, so.
Yet.
No.
Well, and that's why we at our community adopted ITC, was because it just made everything easier. Like, we didn't have to, like, there was an authority that we could appeal to rather than like having any one person to blame for something that somebody doesn't like. It's like, okay, well, we didn't design these missions. These are ITC missions. Like, you can blame us for adopting them, but it's like the only standard that we can find, online.
Yeah, and it's a good standard.
And then at least then your experience is consistent across stores, and you're not like, well, I'm not going to go to this tournament because this store does it this way.
Yeah, 100%. We had I hate responsibility as well. So
yes.
then just say
holy shit, he's like the Scottish version of you.
Of me?
Yeah.
Fair point.
So I hate responsibility, but I love playing games and I love organizing them. I just don't want to be blamed when things go wrong. So yeah, the other requirement we set for our armies as well, because I didn't want to. So for a lot of newbies, they'll start out and they won't have a fully painted army. So what we did was that you got 3 Swiss points. Actually, yeah, that was another thing we generally changed over time as well. But it was you got, in general, 3 points for a win, 3 points if your army's painted, 1 point if you've made a good effort to having your army painted, but you fall a bit short. So that, because I wanted also to get enough or recruit more players to have more painted armies ready for tournaments in the Oslo area.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's good. More painted, man, more better.
And like thinking about that might be something that we could look at implementing, like for Ultramar for prizes,
right? For painting,
yeah. And then that encourages people to actually finish their army, because I've noticed our hobby has gone way down, like locally, since the introduction of 8th edition. There's not nearly as many nicely painted armies.
You have so many changes to what you're running, almost monthly, that sometimes you just don't have time to get them done. I mean, a lot of people just have an entire room full of models that are not even out of the box. They're just in there.
True. I feel personally attacked by this content, and I'd like to move on.
It was directed at both of you. I'm looking at you both right now, actually.
Oh, your eyes are really weird.
I have a mostly painted Helldrake here, apart from some mold lines.
Anyway,
yes, but yeah. So organizing in the community, I mean, it's a sort of a thankless job as the TO at some point.
It really is.
I think all of us here have done it at some point, and we're just it burns you out really quickly, or it can, because if you have a player who is very into their army and like, yeah, this is gonna win, and they don't win. A lot of people will try and look for reasons that aren't necessarily player skill or list construction. And you hear like, oh, it was the mission, or oh, why did you do this?
Yeah,
and it's a big kind of mental drag. Did you kind of get that over there too when you're running stuff, or is that something that's kind of uniquely American?
Well, no, I don't think it's uniquely American. I think, my different theory in that is that a lot more casual and narrative players will generally do things other than themselves. Because I'm not a good player. When I lose a lot, I took the wooden spoon at my own tournament.
As you should. You didn't lose. You just really wanted that prize.
Yes.
So the missus wanted the spoon back. She was like, "Don't you better come home with it."
Yeah.
I'm making pasta later.
My pet theory is that a lot, like when I started playing 40k as well, or again, I got beaten pretty soundly in a few games, and I thought it was oh, my opponent's got his units are he is unbalanced. It's not my fault, etc., etc. But you know what? In retrospect, I'm just not. I'm still not that good a player, and that's why I lost. It's yeah, but also with the other thing that you can often hear is terrain, and I have heard that here definitely that people say, "Oh no, there wasn't enough line of sight blocking terrain," etc., etc. And or the mission. But there, I had the get jail free card by blaming Reese and his ITC missions.
Yes.
Reese is
There
to
you go.
blame for a lot of stuff.
Papa
Yeah.
Reese and his dumb ruin rules.
Evil Recio.
And magic boxes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Do you guys have those locally?
No, we some people. Oh no, we do have them, but we don't play with them.
I see.
Good. We're all
they
moving
impassable?
to Sweden.
Well, I like magic
Yeah,
boxes.
so I
on
don't
the
think
army.
I've ever seen any of us use them in a game. We just kind of went we just avoid them. It's like the elephant in the room.
I did use them. If like I will say I don't want them, but if my opponent wants them and we roll off and he gets them, then I will abuse them. Like I
Oh yeah,
throw dudes inside that he can't. It's like, all right, come try to get me.
So looking at it over the past couple of years of development of kind of our local scene up here too, the thing that stuck out to something you said was about the terrain. I'm kind of talking about terrain. And that's kind of like a really big push we've had up here, especially in 8th edition, is line of sight blocking stuff. To the point where our local store owner commissioned like 56 Nova walls to be built.
Yep.
So we have like an insane amount of kind of line of sight blocking in the middle of the table there. What are you guys gonna do when like a lot of your player base comes in and points out this issue?
right. So I was kind of lucky there because we had so the local gaming store lends us terrain, which is good. We have a pretty decent amount of terrain just with players, and at the tournament because I was running a GT last. Well, I thought I had enough terrain for a GT last tournament. I probably would have, but because of how late I put up the event, there weren't that many people who. Well, it was a perfect event for the amount of terrain we had, if I put it that way.
All right.
There you go. A positive spin. I like
There
it.
you go. So
So we ended up with 14 players, but we had 5 of those were current or ex-ETC players.
Oh.
So it was a bit of a shark tank. They are also super nice, all of them. So we had a fantastic tournament.
Well, yeah.
And as you were saying there, TOing I don't find it thankless at all, because when you see them, like when you see this room of people enjoying themselves and me and the people I shanghaied into helping me put all of this up, it's a good feeling.
Sure.
Yeah. I try to thank the TOs up here. I donate all of my winnings in every tournament I play in to them as store credits.
That's $0.
But
Zero.
the thought, it's the thought that counts, Danny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how have you seen your community grown since you started kind of organizing and running events?
Well, what I've seen is there's a much greater attention of people in the community with the Escalation League, because you play we have 5 rounds. It's one per month, and I've tried to hold 1 RTT and now a 2-day tournament each of those leagues. And because of that, they meet so many more people in the community, and they can find people who have similar outlooks on the game. So some people will just want to play with beautifully painted armies, and they could not give a rat's arse about winning a tournament.
Sure.
John, to a
That's
T.
one
That
group,
is
and
me.
then,
Well, that's me apart from the beautifully painted armies part.
No,
Passively
you have,
painted.
You have beautifully painted armies. They still have visible mold lines, but
Fuck you.
God damn, dude. Just let it go.
that's not going to go anywhere.
And that's cool though.
Yeah.
In finding those pockets of players, because they are differentiated, right? Like you definitely have people that are way more interested in the hobby compared to those people who are a little bit more competitive. And nary do the two meet like in a good place most of the time, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautifully painted armies tend to lose a lot most times. Have you looked at doing like the hobby track thing that they do in the ITC?
So we've set it up for the tournament, so I've still got to just sort out or submit the results for the hobby track. But we found that it's too difficult to do it in BCP for the league. This is for the league. We could do it for the tournament, but for the league, because of our weird scoring system, or how we set up the league with 3 points for winning one, or 3 points for having a painted army, one for having a partially painted army. It's just too difficult to sort all of that out in BCP.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So we could potentially just purely do that in BCP, like just the hobby track, but it's been working well so far, so I might do it, but not convinced it's necessary yet.
Sure.
I think it's the hobby track itself, when they put it in there, is a nice way to balance out those that do prefer the hobby side and still want to play games at a tournament, and so they can.
Oh, absolutely. So the current.
Are you okay? Did you fall down the stairs? It sounded like you fell. Yeah.
I know my square cheeked. My chair squeaked.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're considering having 2 divisions instead.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I think they do that in the big San Diego league. Like, it'd be interesting to see like how they decide, like they do the different pods of people. And so, like, depending on your skill level, like you're in, like a higher, like, or like how you did in the last league, it can move you up or down, like different pods.
Like football.
Yeah, kind of.
Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what we're considering, just because it's so clear that some of the players are much more skilled and play. Like, we have ETC members or a Norwegian team in the league, and actually they've not won it, but they use it a lot to actually test new things and stuff like that, from what I've understood. And then we've got some others that are really in it to win it, and then there's some people who are just want to meet new people and just kind of have relaxed games. But also I'd also like to say just that the competitive players are fantastic to play against, because they are so nice and they will generally help you and say, okay, no, you did this wrong. You shouldn't have done this. But in a nice way. I've never known them to be condescending.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And that's the way it should be, right? And that helps to enrich the community in a different way 200%. As well.
If afterwards the player base that you have that is the top tier is willing to just sit down and discuss how the games went with their opponent and offer up the advice, it really helps grow the community itself. Having mentor type people.
Yeah, and that creates bonds between players as well, and so like that's a really good aspect of it. So yeah, I'm all into that part. That seems really cool.
I'm hoping to get Danny to mentor me soon, actually, so I can start
winning. Oh, he
games.
mentored you hard on Saturday.
That was a lesson, but I wish he hadn't started the game with "You're going to need a switch."
So just to wrap up here, because I know you got to get going. So you just had your GTU ran. What's kind of next for you guys? What's next for your local gaming scene?
Yeah, and plug something while you're at it.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. So I'll just give one last tip, and that's transparency.
Oh yes.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep 0 of the money. I have pictures of all the receipts that I use for trophies, that sort of thing. And I will tell everyone, if you want to see them, ask me. I've put up like a quick budget for the league, because it's 200 crowns, which is $20 to join. And all that goes into paying for terrain. That does not go to terrain. For the league, everything goes into paying for trophies. And last time we got objective markers. This time we got widgets, and with a little logo on them. And then for the tournaments also, I don't run them to earn any money. and all of that just gets pumped straight back into the community.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yep. That's how you grow. And again, I think
Yeah.
that transparency is super helpful because you don't have some players who would look at you and be like, well, he's just doing this because there's like 30 players in this league. He just got $600 for doing nothing.
I've heard I've heard of people who run league or leagues, and they've kept a third of the money because there was one of them who it was a friend of mine competed in a tournament. And I'll not specify the system or anything. It's just as an example. And he counted up the prizes, and he realized that the TO had taken a third of the cash and not told anyone.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So so to be honest, this is just his word, so it could be wrong, but in general, it's a bad idea to not be transparent about exactly where everything is going.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So what we're gotten up next is actually our local friendly gaming store is shutting down the playing area. So
oh man.
Yeah, so I don't know really why they're doing it. Maybe it's not financially viable, but they're shutting down their extra store for where they'd open up for miniature gaming, so that they had lots of tables. And in the old store which still has the area, they're now because that's been now devoted wholly to just the models themselves, like having a store there in the basement. And then the room where the miniatures used to be has now been given over to manga.
Manga?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't realize that you guys were 40 years behind.
No. So, yeah, we've run out of that, so run out of playing space. So I'm busy trying to get a new venue for the league. I've found a place now. So, one I think will work. It's not in the city center, so it's not 100% ideal, but they've got good tables, so that's kind of the most important part. Then we've got another GT, hopefully, coming up in May, and it's just called Dawn of Vår, which is Vår means spring in Norway, so it's a pun.
Nice.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
Wordplay is always good.
Yeah. And I don't really have anything much coming up other than we're starting because we always restart the league in January. So that's what we're going to be doing.
And this is out in Oslo, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So do you have are you on Twitter or any place anybody can find you? I think we have like 2 Norwegian listeners. They probably aren't part of your league yet, so when they hear this, they'll want to
being
get
in a
part
different
of it.
country.
Where can people find you on the internet?
Actually, funny you should mention that. I think we had 3 Norwegian listeners, Mob Rules listeners at the tournament on this weekend.
Nice.
That's right. Coastal European towns are our market.
I would just like to point out I was pretty damn close with 2 then.
So if anyone wants to follow me on Twitter, which I would not advise, it's Sexington Chaz.
I follow you on Twitter.
I follow you on Twitter as well. That's advise away. You see you got some great pictures of your models on there, some great pictures from the events you run, and kind of some of the terrain, everything going on. It's always nice to see what other people are doing.
Yeah. And our group on Facebook, because that's what we use to organize the league. Right now it's called Escalation League 4 2019. It will be called Escalation League 5 2020 in not too long.
Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, Chaz.
So, what if I could plug one thing?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Dark Fantastic Mills. So they make fantastic terrain, and I got 3D printed stuff, and I bought quite a lot from them of large mushrooms. So my table is a 90s camp Katachian style death jungle.
Oh, badass.
So lots of colors and lots of the old plastic trees, but they're the mushrooms from Dark Fantastic Mills. One's about as tall as a knight.
Nice.
Line of sight blocking mushrooms.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw that there. That's actually pretty badass.
So that's my one plug, because I'm just so happy with the terrain, because it really is great.
That sounds
I mean,
awesome.
I would have plugged my event personally, but you know, you do
No.
you.
Yeah, I already
So
mentioned it.
polite over there.
Those are amazing. So looking through here, Dark Fantastic Mills has trophies. They have scenery. They have like a servitor skull trophy that's really good.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rad.
Do they have any mills though?
Oh, I mean, yeah, but they're dark and fantastic.
I mean,
so
they
can't
make
see
stuff.
them.
They are the mill.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I didn't know of this company, and now I will buy stuff from them. So thank you, Chaz.
Ooh, do they have outhouses?
Knee danger, Power Ranger.
All right, man. We'll let you get going. Thanks for joining us today.
Right. Cheers. Bye.
Dude, I'm the best. I took first place at another tournament.
First off, stop with the thunder and lightning. You don't impress me. And second, let me check out the BCP rankings. And I don't see you on there.
What?
Your TO needs to download the Best Coast Pairings app and run events on it. After the event, the results are uploaded into BCP rankings, and the best part, it's easy and free.
But I play multiple game systems.
No big deal. The BCP app can be used for any game. A ton of events every weekend are using it, from major international tournaments to local stores. And now that it's available on Android devices, you're going to have some serious competition.
There can be only one.
BCP Rankings is a fun and exciting way to measure how you or your team stack up. No matter what you play, your score goes to an overall ranking, or compete to be the best in a game, a circuit, a region, or the world.
Download the app or visit www.bestcoastpairings.com for more info.
Best Coast Pairings.
Are you the best?
What's up, guys?
Ooh,
This is my new.
sensual.
This is some Sexington music for
This
sure.
is my new talking about GW hobby tools music.
Those brush clamps, baby.
So yeah, so
Now it's Laneige paint.
so there's been the butt plug model holder. There's the spanking spray paddle. Everything they've released hobby tool wise is sexual in some way. So when I thought of that, I made a Photoshop of nipple clamps. Like I grabbed just a picture of nipple clamps off of Google, added the Warhammer community logo to the top of the page. There's a disturbing number of people who follow us who believe that was a real product.
Well, I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Coming to a Christmas box set 2021.
Oh, coming to a Christmas box set.
Yeah. It helps Dave focus. He's got to make sure his purple Marines are the same shade as his nips.
This is
It's the color palette I go by.
it's oxygen starved nipples.
Coming soon to contrast, oxygen starved nipple.
That's a Slanesh
Oh,
color.
that's enough of that sexy music. Yeah, but yeah, so we're just gonna wrap things up. Going to talk about some like a recap of the past, because a lot has happened in the last week. I would say,
Like for model releases.
for
and some
model
rules.
releases,
Yeah.
some rule releases came out. Surprise, we talked about Psychic Awakening already in a YouTube video. You should definitely go and watch now.
Oh, God, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, because now I've said it and I don't edit, Dave.
I know.
Shit.
I either start again or I don't do it.
Yeah, don't fuck up the upload, Dave.
Yeah, Dave. God.
Hopefully I just stay awake in time this time.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. So there's been a lot of stuff coming out. Mainly, we're seeing a lot of previews for Sisters of Battle, who now have an official 2019 release date. They kind of pulled a little sneaky on us here. Like, yeah, they're being released 2019 in this limited box. The rest of the model range will be January.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that.
No,
You know,
absolutely.
on top of that, if you pre-order the box set, which 100% super limited box, so if you want it and you don't have a friendly local game store that's pre-ordering it for you, get your bitch ass up and get online and be hitting that refresh button like you're getting tickets to Kanye in
I ordered
2001.
mine.
Yeah. Danny ordered his. We'll be doing a video review of the Codex because it's such limited hot stuff.
Hell
I was a
yeah,
huge-
baby.
Huge fan, by the way, of you guys having that chat, and then I was like, shit. That means I got to do stuff next Saturday.
Yes.
I mean,
You
we're not
got
on
it.
We're not on a timeline for it, but next Friday when the box set gets picked up by you, we could, do it, but you haven't had any chance to digest
man.
it. And
Maybe I'll bring him to the tournament on Saturday.
Yeah.
do you have enough Sisters of Battle models to actually field?
I mean,
not
I could
including.
just run the box.
Yeah.
Run
Just-
a patrol.
I was like, just the box. That's how OP Sisters are. You're just gonna run
You're gonna
just
read
the box.
Just the box.
You're gonna read how overpowered Dice Lady is and go into your War Machine models and be like, yeah, that'll do as a proxy. Sweet.
Get it pre-approved.
It's a
Jobs are good.
It's a Warlord Titan. That's how good she is.
But no, for what we're seeing in the range, amazing models. I mean, well, we differ
yeah,
on
they
some of them. Like, Danny and I are universally in love with the majority of them.
Yeah,
Right?
pretty much.
Dave.
Yeah,
It's
I
okay
am-
to be critical.
Yeah,
No,
it's
no,
okay.
no. My problem is not. I'm not actually. They're gorgeous models. I think they're all gorgeous models. But my problem is that I prefer not to over adorn my stuff.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
So, like the with the immolators, right? Where the big organ bad mamma jammas with the dude on top.
So
the
you're
giant
talking,
organ.
You're talking about the Exorcist.
Exorcist. So all of the tanks and stuff that have stuff sticking up and everywhere. I'm kind of like, I don't need a Gothic cathedral unless I'm going to get better stats
Or
than a Rhino.
do you?
Yeah, I know.
Well, see, the way I've always seen it is, and I saw someone, they very succinctly put this on a Reddit post, I think, which I know is a bizarre, like, oxymoron to say.
I don't really understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But they said that they should be over the top and they should look ridiculous to the point. Like, the organ tanks, like, are more symbols of faith. And the kind of story going through, like, oh, yay, we're saved. We're not going to be killed by chaos because of this giant organ tank.
Oh, don't get me wrong. I understand exactly why. But for me, it's a huge turnoff because I don't like having that much stuff.
You don't
know
like
what I'm
having a giant organ on the table?
saying? No. I want mine to be the only one on the table. I'm just saying.
Oh.
Yeah, that's weird.
The chariot lady, ooh, that chariot is so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing's awesome. That's like one of the most 40K things I've ever seen in my
I
life.
think I read someone say they're gonna just buy it, shove the thing on top of a Baneblade, and make a Yarrick's Baneblade.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I love that.
Like, I'm just gonna fucking stick it on top there, and I'm like, that's really cool.
That's a
That's
pretty
nice.
good idea.
Yeah, no, that's an amazing sculpt. The faces are on point on most of these models. Like Danny, you said it. One of the sisters in the multi-part kit has like mad scar damage and a shaved head. She looks amazing.
It's like that's probably the best female head that I think GW has ever sculpted. Like it's
I think it's one of their best facial paint jobs.
Oh,
I've
and the
ever
paint
seen.
job is amazing. Yeah, that stubble actually I don't think is super hard to do. Like
No.
it's it's
no,
like
it's,
but
it's not. It's not. It's really
Yeah.
not.
I need to know now though. I'll look it up.
Oh yeah, Dave put a video link.
But that was
to
for
how to do
face
it.
beard.
No,
That's-
yeah, but he
it's
also
the
does the
same.
stubble.
No,
he does the
ladies
stubble
don't
on the
have
side of it.
beards. I did see like a lot of people complaining.
Whoa,
No.
Jesus, there goes our freak
this
show.
is 2020,
listeners.
dude. You can't say that kind of shit
No, it's
anymore.
not. I got 2 more weeks to say this shit.
2 weeks.
But there's
Spoiler alert: Mob Rules will be on hiatus for.
legal reasons. But no, there's a lot of people like, oh, they look like men. But look, I was like, it's a 28 millimeter model of a space warrior nun. I'm sorry that they don't have freaking Maybelline going on in their face.
Look, I just recently watched Charlie's Angels 1 and 2, and I gotta say that Carrie
Why?
Fisher in the because Netflix has nothing on it, and I can't afford Disney Plus.
Dude, ditch Netflix.
Free
I don't
week
pay for
trial,
it. I mean,
dude.
I don't
Get
know.
on it.
Get on it.
He used to wait for all the Mandalorians to be out
Yeah,
first.
I'm not gonna waste the free. week trial.
Charlie's Angels is just Cameron Diaz shaking her butt.
Yeah,
For
that's
me, it was
true.
Lucy Liu shaking her butt.
Man, young Lucy Liu is very, very attractive. Dave,
But not a hardened warrior space nun.
Yeah, but Carrie Fisher.
But
actually
she could
plays-
be, John.
in number 2, Carrie Fisher. There's a scene where Carrie Fisher and the Charlie's Angels are all dressed as nuns, and I got to tell you,
That
I
made you
had to
cry
pause it.
from repressed memories.
I had to pause it and walk away.
Oh, wow.
So Sisters of Battle Range, staying very true to the original while also updating them and doing the different posing, like the more dynamic, but still staying very true to the kind of the original range, which I love. They're not trying
Yeah,
to
no,
reinvent
they
the
are-
wheel on it.
Gorgeous models, just
Acts
absolutely
of
gorgeous.
Miracles sound disgusting.
Dude, I love that mechanic in Age of Sigmar. Like, that is such a cool port.
It's a great mechanic.
Yeah.
I want to take 75 just really cheap characters and just suicide run them at people.
Well, they have all those cool new character models,
right?
The Imagifier and the Dialogus.
Yeah, take 3 of each of those, run them up the field, shoot them. Cool. Now I have a bunch of 1s and 6s. Go on, charge me.
Hopefully,
how do you think my
1 and a 6?
Well, it's like, how do you think my Overwatch is going to be? Like, are you going to charge that unit? If you know there's a 6 in their dice pool, you're going to charge that immolator tank or the multi-melta like sister?
Yeah, that's fair. I wonder what you can all use them on exactly.
Right. Because that seems
charge rolls. Ooh, that's going to be awesome.
This bitch charges 12 inches every fucking time.
Yeah, Deep Strike St. Celestine have her always charge, say, 12 inches or 9 inches even. I mean, if you can use the dice.
Yeah. It looks like it's going to be a super solid mechanic. I hope you don't start with miracle points.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's something that's accumulated throughout the game.
It looks like you get one every battle round. And then if one, like just for being the army,
right? And
then you get another one when you do something at the end of a phase, and it
depends on what happens. Like if something happens, then you get another miracle dice.
Right.
Complete X, get up.
Right, and it's once per every phase you can get one, right? Or like, so if any of the actions happen at the end of a phase, then you can get a point. So like, for example. Like they also trigger on your opponent's turn, so don't forget that because that can be pretty awesome if they end up killing some of your stuff.
The
right?
Codex review, Danny. Don't spoil that here.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't have the Codex in front of me, Dave.
Just off of the previewed stuff. Also previewed this week out of Psychic Awakening. Well, I'm not going to talk about that. We'll talk about that somewhere else. Hopefully.
I mean, I'm stoked for the new Black Templar stuff. Like, I cannot wait.
I think the only people who are not excited for the new Black Templar stuff are Black Templar players.
So here's my thoughts on this. Here's the Black Templar players out there, and if you're a Black Templar player, I'm sure you're a wonderful, amazing person, and you just made bad choices. It happens. I mean, I was married to a crazy, psychotic whole beast, and I got out of that. You too can get out of Black Templar. You don't have to wait. I mean, Iron Hands.
But Dave, they had their own Codex
black.
17 dishes ago, and they got their Codex taken away
4 editions ago.
Where is my Codex? And they don't play right anymore.
So GW with the trolling by not giving them a Codex.
I love that.
Amazing.
I want to say that's on purpose, entirely on purpose.
I know it's on purpose by somebody somewhere, but they will never admit it.
Like there's one really bitter games designer be like, hey, what are we doing for Psychic Awakening 2? Black Templars and Chaos.
Wait. So they're not. So when Space Marines were out, first getting designed 2 years ago or whatever, the Space Marines 2.0, and they're sitting there like, we're going to do supplements. Oh my God. Awesome. There are this many chapters. How many supplements are we going to do? Well, there's 7 usable chapters, so we're going to do 6 supplements.
Someone's getting fucked.
That was the Honest Wargamer's last decision before he left GW.
He stood
fucking
up,
over Black Templars.
Stood up and
Good
high-five somebody else, because there was one guy in the office who is a Black Templar player who was overhearing this conversation, and so they just stand up and do like the super high five.
All right. Well, let's not spend all of our Black Templar jokes before we do the review.
We can't do any Black Templar jokes during the review. They will literally be in the review.
And from what I understand, the Black Templar player base, the jokes
just
will not go away.
The joke is the play. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Because we know.
But Inquisitor rules.
Inquisitors.
Yeah.
We're not doing a video on those ones.
No,
unless we want to make Dave edit on a Sunday too.
He's not going to do that.
Inquisitors are coming.
Shan't.
Inquisitors are coming with dire consequences for 40K.
Okay, so I actually don't like the rules interactions for Inquisitors. So just to preface this,
sure.
Like I think
play the salt music.
I'm a little annoyed. So they have.
Okay, close enough.
They have a special rule called Authority of the Inquisition. I know, right? Yeah. And so if you take any Inquisitor detachments, or if you don't include any Inquisitor detachments, you can take an Inquisitor in your army by himself that doesn't take up a Force Org slot, and also doesn't account against any kind of rules that you have for having a pure army, and I think that sucks.
Oh, cool. So I can take some random fucking psyker to do some bullshit psychic powers and still have my Iron Hands doctrines?
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying that I don't like that part at all.
Yeah, all the rest of it is awesome.
The rest of it is great.
Yeah.
Karasimov, my favorite Inquisitor.
Oh man, he's so cool.
Amazing.
Yeah.
He's super cool. I think he's going to do amazing things. Dave, you're grimacing like I just touched your butt.
I'm just saying, Eisenhorn's better.
Ooh, spicy. I don't know. I do like Eisenhorn a lot too.
Eisenhorn's great. I mean, they're all fantastic and they're all seeing upgrades.
Ravener should get a model soon, hopefully, and then he will probably be the best.
I mean,
no, they already made it. It's Karmasov, right?
They
both have a chair of judgment.
None of the magic boxes are wheelchair accessible, so they can't make a Ravener model.
Fair.
Shit.
But yeah, so I don't like that interaction in the rule. The rest of it is fantastic. I hope that goes away. I understand an Inquisitor going into an Imperial Guard army and not changing anything, or a Sisters of Battle and not changing anything. I feel sticking to the narrative of 40K, Space Marines would act differently around an Inquisitor.
For sure. I agree
which
with
is
that.
which is why it should break doctrines.
So I actually have a fully painted X 1,000 points force that also includes an Inquisitor, because that's how I ran it back in the day. So Tyson, they're still stealing my shit, okay? From the vampires, the Bretonnian vampires, to Deathwatch, to now this, Inquisitors leading Space Marine forces. Fucking stop stealing from me, JW.
Yep. Just like
that sounds like what's happening.
Just like the triple repulsor list. Just like everything else, everyone is taking from Dave.
The triple list.
I stole
The
that.
triple?
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen anybody running a triple.
Yeah, I did.
So you saw somebody with 3 Thunderfires, 3 Repulsor Executioners,
Oh,
and
I
3
thought.
Whirlwinds.
Yeah, I thought we were just talking about you. I haven't seen you run that list, to be fair.
Well, I don't have 2 extra Thunderfire cannons. I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but as 2019's hottest toy for Space Marines, they are completely sold out. And I keep sending my dad to the store to get one, but he keeps coming back with these knockoffs,
cigarettes like a
Wonderfire
jerk.
cannons.
Wonderfire cannons.
They just shoot bread.
It's indirect bread. So
They're
it's
the
still-
worst. At least you get it where you need it to be, right?
They make
just
people an
loaves.
indirect
Thump, thump.
sandwich
Yeah, no, I mean,
to go with all that cheese in your list. Wonderful.
yes.
So yeah, Inquisition looks great. I really almost want to go and pick up Finecast Karmazov because I love the model. I think in a Guard Sisters army, him and Pulpit Chick are going to be a really good combo.
She has a name, John.
I also really enjoy the fact that he can YOLO nope psychic powers. So I love the visual of every guardsman around him dying awfully from something and him being like, have faith. It's okay. I rolled an 8.
Mostly I'm just upset that
They die in the psychic fire and he laughs.
Yeah. But also, like, tactically, if you're casting powers, now you have to think of this guy has an auto deny. Like, he doesn't have a deny that gets used up. He just gets to ignore it if he beats your powers.
That's true. And that's cool. Well, he also, within 12 inches, he does give you a -1 to your psychic test as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, so I think he is good. Eisenhorn is also good, but honestly, just a basic 55-point Inquisitor in a Marine army is stupid, broken shit.
It's really good.
yeah. I mean, it
Doesn't take up
Yeah.
a detachment. It's a free deny. It's a free good psychic power because their psychic table is good
Yeah,
So-
it's solid for sure.
What
And
if-
they've got good strats too.
for 55 points.
I actually think they're really good in Mechanicus because they give Mechanicus a deny.
yeah,
and you
they
can
lack
give
that.
right, and you can give them a bubble of reroll ones with the stratagem against their quarry, which
Yeah.
is pretty good.
Yeah, because that's what they need along with Ingeseer Daedalus or whatever his name is.
Yeah,
That's-
man, that guy's a dick.
Dildois.
Um,
Dr. Robotnik.
How would you feel in the Karnaz versus Eisenhorn battle if they had released a cherry Pepsi model?
Well,
a what?
it's the old Cherubiel joke. We called him Cherry Pepsi.
Oh,
Eisenhorn.
right.
We
Okay,
couldn't
I
say.
lost it.
Yeah, we couldn't say.
We kept on messing up Cherubiel. I think. See, I don't know. I like that Black Library is doing their own range of characters. I think there should have been a Cherubiel with the Eisenhorn box.
I'm gonna make one.
Like a demon like for that. But the problem's always going to be, and this is the issue I have with the rules, is Eisenhorn's demon host should be one of the most powerful things on the table.
Yeah, no kidding. Eisenhorn should be 90 points, and Cherubel should
Be like 300 because
no, I was gonna say 1910 actually.
because Cherubel,
It's a 2,000 point army.
Yeah, it's 2,000 points.
that demon host can take down a Titan by itself.
Yeah, I know.
And it's kind of like the Dr. Manhattan problem in Watchmen, right? Where you have this uber powerful character,
Not a problem.
but how do you translate that to your tabletop? And just having it as a standard demon host, I think loses some of its appeal to me. And I think that's why I'm not a huge...
You know, it's like twice as good as a normal demon host, right?
Wait, still though. But
I'm
I mean,
not-
it's
yeah,
not. It's a better
with
demon
you.
host.
It's
but-
not Warlord Titan.
Right. I
Demon
like
host.
to me, Churiel should be a true threat, and it should do like mortal wounds to Eisenhorn or like some weird mechanic like that. But yeah, just man, anyone who sees a dreadnought and is like, "That's my throne chair now," I'm going to requisition this.
Kick
for the
out
Inquisition.
the dead dude in there, and like I'm gonna set myself
mount
up.
my robes here.
Right.
But no, I think they're really solid choice. Like Danny said, with Mechanicus, they're really good. I think they're a really great, cheap psychic choice for any army.
So I fully agree that I think that doctrine should be broken by adding these in there. And the same thing goes for every army that actually affects.
Because my worry with this now, and I'm sorry to keep jumping
No.
in on you, Dave, is that assassins will be retconned to not break doctrines.
Yeah, I don't know that
And
I still don't know.
I would
that
be
I'd take
upset about that.
I would be very upset about that.
Yeah, I mean, assassins fit better in other armies than what I run. So
Fair, but still having like a 70-point Vindicator or like a
75.
75-point Eversur just kind of running out, fucking up plans while your executioners are at the back of the table. It's just like, it's like,
man, I drive those things.
I
forward.
feel like,
All the assassins are 85 points.
Yeah.
or 85 points, my bad. But like, I feel like kind of as a non-Marine player, you see your older brother getting all the cool Christmas gifts, and then you get kind of here's a Black Templar supplement. So
And that's
just
where we should end.
seeing them the cool stuff. Probably.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget too, there's going to be like 20 new stratagems for normal Space Marines as well in this book.
yeah.
So yeah.
It's pretty strong. It's pretty, and but it is what it is. And instead of just complaining about it, I'm just going to learn how to beat it. Well, that's what people should do. They shouldn't bitch about how strong Marines are.
And I hope
learn how to beat
when
it.
other people get new books that they get similar treatments because they freaking deserve it.
Yes, unless they're Necrons.
Yeah. Wait.
Hey, they damn well deserve it, and you'll take that back and watch
I
your mouth, you
refuse to
I'm not-
kindly
yeah, no.
prostitute.
We will not take any of that back. Necrons have the best win rate versus Space Marines, and as such, clearly they need to get fucking nerfed. I'm sorry.
Okay, real quick before we wrap up, I'm going to blind deafen people so you are aware and paying attention as we open up the merch store. Lots of exciting things happening in Mob Rules land. So I want to kind of pimp us out a little bit for a second.
We just got a new ride, actually. It's called Decapitate Dave, so it's pretty fun.
That is right.
Yeah.
So first off, we partnered with Hammerhead Games to offer gaming aids. No, AIDS.
Okay, this is already off topic.
So through
Isn't it the knee?
yeah.
Okay, cool. Just making sure there, buddy.
I messed up the joke. It's fine. So yeah, we partnered with Hammerhead Games, and
We do
so,
not have tainted products.
Well, I mean,
No, they do not.
We don't know that.
So if you want to up your game through organization, you can buy command point trackers, quick measures, and objective markers while supporting the Mob Rules podcast and getting some great Mob Rules branded stuff from Hammerhead Games in a variety of colors. Just pick purple. It's the best one.
Right.
Right.
Or pick whatever you want, you know.
Or purple. I mean, I'm not a control freak, but pick that one.
I don't want everybody picking purple. Then they'll be. I won't be able to tell which one is mine when everybody's got them at LVO and they're just walking around with their Mob Rules purple rulers, and I'll be like, "Oh shit, where did mine go?" I've already had one white binder stolen by somebody who had a white binder.
I'm gonna steal it. It's fine. And then the other thing I
Damn it.
want to plug here real quick is the Mob Rules Patreon, and now with its own Discord. There's a lot of cool random conversations on there that are pretty cool. Shit, I lost my place. That's fine.
You said so cool.
So cool. Yeah, Hammerhead Games has helped us out. They have a bunch of great equipment, and from them helps the podcast. We want to thank them for setting that up and thank people for setting that up.
We were talking about our Patreon chat room, our Discord as well.
Oh, we were? Oh, cool. Yeah.
So great.
So great.
Awesome.
You know, I do actually have a lot of fun there. I put off doing it for a while, and I joined a couple of other Discords to kind of see what was going on and figured out how we could do it differently.
And better.
And better.
Fun fact, I started the Discord when we first started the Patreon, and then I sat there with nothing because we were like, I don't think I want to. You were like, I don't think I want to do a Discord. I was like, that's fine. So it just sat there in my Discord list, and I finally deleted it like a week before you went, we should do a Discord. And I was like, fuck.
You know, the funny thing is, right, is like, as much as we make fun of you and pretend that you're super old, Dave, like my reaction to a lot of stuff is, I'm not learning that. The fuck is a Discord? I'm not doing that. That's young people technology.
Young people.
So I was very anti it, and even like tonight a little bit. I'm still a little bit. The interactions that we're having on there are great. We have some great hobby pictures up on the site. My favorite one would be the Salt Mine channel.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Which is just where people can go be salty little fucks about whatever they want. I'm on there quite often.
Yeah. Every other post.
Yeah, every other post. Like today, I complained about people who don't know how to use accept or accept. And then Danny immediately trolled me on it.
Yeah.
It's the salt mine, dude. I'm allowed to do that.
It's where you go.
Absolutely amazing.
So yeah, if you go to search for Mob Rules on Patreon, get in our Discord. Every time we do one of our Danny's hot takes, Danny's going to be available for questions about the book that we're reviewing or reading, and kind of get you on there. And then part of most podcasts, we'll be able to do a little members only kind of live session, as long as you're not poor Russell living in the UK and not dedicated enough to get up at like 3 a.m. to sit and listen.
What
to us.
a loser.
Yeah.
Love you, buddy.
Love you, Russell. Thank you. Yeah. I sent you my address so you can get that Hammerhead stuff. But anyway, that's about all I have going on just now, guys.
I have one plug.
Oh, go. Oh, yeah, you do.
Yeah. All right. So I was recently invited to participate in Charity Hammer, which I'm super excited about. This is a charity for Child's Play that's going on. That's going to be held by
like the Killer Doll.
No, not like Chucky. It's held at Colin Sherman's house, who runs the Best in Faction podcast, and he's inviting a bunch of like really prestigious Warhammer players and also me to come play in this.
I mean, he's also going,
charity.
So that's not. I mean, you're.
He's
in good
pretty
company.
prestigious. I don't know. I think he is.
Is this a dinner?
He's well known.
Is this a dinner for schmucks situation?
I don't know. If it is,
man,
I'm just gonna milk it.
Who's not a body bringing?
Dave's email inbox chimes in.
I'd go.
But no, it's for a great cause.
Yeah, we're going to be doing like
Child's Play is a great.
It is.
Cause.
It
raises money for children's hospitals and stuff in the Washington, Seattle area.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I
and
think
all over the
everywhere,
world now,
yeah.
but when it first started, yeah.
Right. So we're going to be doing live streaming for 48 hours of various different games, and so we'll be sleeping in shifts.
You're gonna want a 9 Loco.
Oh man, I'm going to drink.
You're gonna claw
stuff. It up. Yeah, I'm gonna drink a White Claw.
I'll be covering Danny in branded merchandise and AIDS, and then also we'll be.
Please don't cover me in AIDS.
Seriously, that's like the second time he's done that, where he worked it in like that.
Dave,
is he trying to tell us something?
Yeah. Dave and I will no doubt be jumping
I think
on
he's
Twitch
very
streams
positive about it. Whatever it is.
and then speaking out of turn.
Rad. Yeah, make sure you talk shit talk me.
Shit
like
talk
a lot.
Danny
Yeah.
all the time.
Is there a date for that? I know it's in early January.
Yeah, I want to say it's the weekend of January 4th. That's my. I will have more information. I'll be posting more stuff as it gets a little bit closer to the
while
event.
me and Dave are circle jerking back in Anchorage for LVO practice, where Dave just continually pummels me with repulsors, Danny's going and actually getting quality LVO practice
against like some top table opponents. Yeah.
So Danny, you are rumored. It is currently scheduled / rumored that you will be facing off against Nanavati in round 1.
That's actually, I think that might be what ends up happening.
As the top seed versus the lowest seed.
Correct.
So
it's actually
how long has it been since you've gone in as like bottom seed into 40K?
I mean,
I was with my mom last night.
Let me make those jokes, Dave.
I got to take that. I took that one fast. I didn't want you to have it. It was
just
too
like
easy.
your mom.
There it is.
It's been a while since that's happened.
So when you beat him, though,
yeah, okay, sure. I'm gonna play my heart out. I'll tell you that.
Look, it's gonna get back to him that I
got a business
that I
card
think
for
he's
him.
a hack.
Yeah. Ooh.
And it's gonna get back to him. He's gonna come up to me at LVO, and he's shorter than me, so I guess he won't come up to me. He'll just come walk towards me.
Sure. Yep.
But he'll be like, "Hey, man, I hate you talking smack about me."
Absolutely not what he sounds
No.
like.
Like it is, isn't it? Isn't he like Prince?
No.
Am I getting Nanavati and Prince confused?
I think so. He's going to be
Damn,
like,
dude.
the day that I slighted you was the most important day of your life. For me, it was a Saturday.
Oh my god.
I don't even know who you are.
And then I'll get him to hold the Legion of Dave model again, and then his tournament will be over. Speaking of which, do you want to borrow? You can get him to hold it beforehand. Oh, no, but then you have to hold it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't wanna
exactly.
do
And
that.
then, oof, bad luck.
It's just take it out of a sealed radioactive container and don't actually touch it yourself.
I don't want to use your
No.
aids, Dave.
You don't want my gaming aids?
Yeah, no, I'm good.
Based off of chat in our Discord, though, we did order Danny 500 business cards for Danny's gaming service. With just
I'll be handing them out.
what did I write on there? It was just like get good or don't be bad.
The only rule is don't be bad. Yeah, just don't be bad.
Oh, handing you your first Lawsons right now
Yeah.
was the tagline on the bottom. But that was, and when Danny asked why I ordered 500, I was like, that was the minimum order.
So
You got a good picture of me though.
Yeah, I
say
did.
that. Yeah.
We're gonna have the John
you
Miller
have a lot of
Memorial
actually
envelope.
good pictures
You're
available for stealing.
very, very handsome man.
That's Danny.
Oh
on
well.
But after terrible.
Thanks, man.
So next episode, it will just be me and Dave flying solos as Danny does the husbandly thing.
Unless we bring in a third for funsies, maybe we'll get the cod piece in.
Maybe we'll get.
Oh, that would be good.
Yeah,
I'd like to listen to that episode.
yeah.
You want to listen to my cod piece?
Yeah, if we're talking about Cody, we're talking about
Yeah,
Cody.
we're
right?
talking about Cody.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So it's going to be me and Dave and a mystery guest and probably
Or
Cody.
not,
Or
because
not.
we won't get anybody. It'll just be us.
Yeah, it's our usual kind of planning.
It's going to be 6 book reviews where we just kind of go, I liked it.
It was pretty good.
Yeah, that one time. Yeah,
We should do like a one sentence year in review of everything. Or be like, Dave, Vigilance Defiant. It's okay.
fucking.
Dave, Chaos Codex 2.0. That's pretty good.
You know what? I liked it.
Yeah. So that terrible
6
radio.
out of 10.
6 out of 10 would play. But anyway, for Mob Rules, I've been John,
I've been Dave.
And I've been Danny.
and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.